Stop chasing. All right. What's going on, y'all? Get on in here. Get on in here. Get on in here. Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. We got some beautiful setups for the week. Okay. Again, I'm here every day, every weekday, 11:30 Pacific, 2:30 Eastern, with just enough time for us to catch those plays. Because a lot of times on the daily, we have setups that that form that we don't get to take advantage of because the market's closed. So we're gonna look at what is taking place in the market, and then we're gonna make sure that we get into it. Within 5 to 10 minutes of the market closing, which is the sweet spot. But I got some really good ones for you. I'm also going to take, whatever stocks you want me to analyze. I got a list of about five that I'm going to go over first, and then we can get into y'all's. But how y'all feeling, man? Let me know where y'all chiming in from as y'all come in here, okay? Let me know where you're chiming in from. Liz, how you feeling? How's your day going? Did you catch Meta? Cool. So yeah, y'all. As you guys come in, make sure you hit that like button. All right, I got it in the description. Listen, if you don't ever gatekeep the likes, and I will never gatekeep levels. Okay, a easy doop, and we good. All right, we got some really beautiful plays that are setting up, man. Like I'm seeing. He said, "Stop chasing it." Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. That's a yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. You said apply got earnings, and you know what? Apply. That's actually something I want to talk about. Um, That's actually something I want to talk about because Applied actually, give me 1 second. Applied actually pushed down today. That's a little funny move that stocks pull sometimes near earnings. Let's see when their earnings is. Hold on, was earnings yesterday or was it today? Are you talking about Meta? Okay. 'Cause I'm like, I think Applied must have just had it because it's saying 102 days away is their next earnings report. But yeah, Applied did what it was supposed to do. It broke out. But the thing about Applied is that it's very volatile, right? So it'll make its move, and then in the same day, will go completely against that move. That's exactly what happened today. So it had the bull and the bullish engulfing yesterday. Matter of fact, I'm not even showing y'all. Let me flip to the chart. See, I can see it. So it had this bullish engulfing like we discussed on live the other day, and it wound up going as high as 41.71. So it broke out. It literally, it broke out. It broke highs and even went to like I said 41.71. So anybody that caught that move, they really ate. But if you held on to it too long, it really like severely turned against you. Since I'm on this stock right now, I'm just gonna start here. I had some other ones that I wanted to go over first, but I'm just gonna start here since I'm here. So what's happening on Applied right now is it looks like it's just retesting the bull flag, right? That is a crazy drop for something that is just retesting. But what I would like to see on this is it hold the bull flag. So let me make the bull flag a little longer, right? It would need to hold it in order for me to be interested in it to the upside. I believe that it's just coming down to retest it. I don't believe we fail and go into this bullish order block. But remember, every time that something breaks out of something, whether it's a trend line, whether it's a bull flag, whether it's the handle of a cup and handle, whether it's a falling wedge, no matter what the setup is, there is always the potential for a retest, right? And we can't always gauge exactly how and where that's going to happen. But that's why you have to have like a if then statement for every scenario that you choose. So if we're looking at something to the upside, We're looking at something to the downside. We always need to say, okay, well, if it goes up, then rejects at this particular level and comes down, then what? If it decides that it wants to retest, then what? Like, what sort of confirmations do I need at that point? So for me, whenever there's a breakout, especially out of a bull flag, the first target is going to be that high. The reason that we do it like that and take off majority of the profits there is because of things like this, like there possibly being a situation where something can pull back. If you're only in one contract, unfortunately, that does make you vulnerable for those types of moves. So if you're only in one contract, you're not going to be able to catch whole moves on stocks. You got to remember that. All right. If you're only in one contract, you really want to get out, 10 to 15% sweet spot, right? You can get more on indexes, right? Like IWM, stuff like that. But when we're talking about trading equities or trading stocks themselves, you don't want to you don't want to like stay in too long, overstay your welcome. It's going to be really bad for you. Now, every stock is not going to have such a drastic fall like like APLD did, right? But it is definitely something that can happen. You know what I mean? Like the retest can come same day, it can come next day, it can come next, like that week. It's just no telling. So you wanna take profit, 10 to 15 if you only have that, that one contract. Again, say you have 5 to 10 contracts. When it gets to that high, take off like 70% of them. You know what I mean? When it gets to the next target, take off another two and then leave a runner as your last one to try to get that to the last target. And you can even keep like a trailing stop on that, right? So yeah, applied, I believe is retesting. What I would want to see with this is let's see, we got about an hour and a half left in the market. I would want to see this. What I want to see is probably not likely, but I would want to see this flip. Flip this fail to up. If it closes like this, then there is a potential that it breaks into this flag and possibly wants to retrace to the low of this candle, right? Previous day lows. So we'll have to see. As of right now, there's no play on this. Like I wouldn't take this to the downside, even though it does have a fail to up closing like this. I still wouldn't take it to the downside because of it breaking out of this bull flag, and I wouldn't take it to the upside just yet until we got confirmation of a bounce off of this trend line, which is the top of the bull flag. All right, is that making sense to y'all? I want to make sure we clear on that. Who we got up in the building? Cortez, what it do, man? Toya in the building. How you feeling? You said you took a hit of 100 on Meta. Meta has earned. Okay. You took a hit on Meta, or you took a hit on Apply, Liz? What's going on, Jamie? South Georgia in the building. Beta A Clay, what it do? Who we got in here? The Real Q, what up? Mark Quinn, what you got going on, man? Let's see. You say I'm about okay with that intraday. Okay, nice. Swift, what up, man? All right, look, yeah. As y'all come in, definitely hit that like button for me. It definitely helps, get this out to more people. So we just went over Applied, right? Applied did have a breakout. If you took the bullish engulfing last week, it went crazy this morning. But unfortunately, people that stayed in too long, they got knocked out of that play like pretty rapidly, as you can see right here. Something that you got to remember, like this is the high right here. So earlier in the day, this was a green candle, right? This was just a bullish Maribosa candle, and then at some point it reversed, and now it's a fail to up. So again, I believe it's retesting this, but we're not going to even try to guess. We gotta wait for the confirmation to see if it is indeed a retest. So we'll come and revisit Applied tomorrow. All right, the first stock I want to get into is Google, yo. Google is presenting a pretty cool opportunity, right? Google is forming a bullish engulfing. There was a lot of volume coming into Google last week, and I wish I would have gotten in it last week, but I did want to see a little bit, of confirmation. But it looks like we have a nice little bull flag here, almost the same setup as applied. Let me show you guys real quick. All right. Almost the same setup as applied. It's literally right at 50% of this up move right here. Um, I do like it as like I said, it has the bullish engulfing right here, right? It's engulfing this previous day. I would like to see it break out of here tomorrow. Um, I may, depending on how big this bullish candle gets, like if we can pump some more on Google and close maybe at like 330, 333.50, right? If we can close like 330, I'm sorry, 335, I'm sorry, somewhere around 335.50, right? If we can close around there, I may possibly swing this on weeklies, right? I like this. I like this a lot. All right, so Google is forming a bullish engulfing, and I'm going to be waiting for a closure of that for the breakout of this, this little mini bull flag right here. All right, so and like I said, Google has a lot of like calls that have been taken out that were taken out last week. So there's a lot of volume coming into this particular stock. So again, y'all know, I mean, anytime there's a bullish engulfing inside of another pattern, it's typically a very, very, very strong side, to the upside. Same with the downside and a bearish engulfing. That's one of the best ways for it to break out. It literally just happened with applied. All right. Let's see what y'all talking about. Ash Cash, what it do? Zay, what up, man? Miss Virgo, how you feeling? He said 33 million to Apple, 285 million. Yeah. No, 100%. Yeah, no, Apple was on the list. Apple is we caught Apple today, but man, I took it in multiple accounts. Like so, anytime I make a call, y'all, I'm taking it in multiple accounts. So in one of my accounts, I did hold on to Apple, and I may be holding on to it for the rest of the week. I'm just going to see how the price action continues. But this one is this like Apple is a beast right now, and with earnings coming up, it could definitely outperform. Let me pull this one up. Like, look at that. These are the type of candles you want to see right here. And there's no resistance until really until 260, 261, right? Which would be a retest of the bear flag. Um, so we could see some sort of rejection in this area, but I believe Apple has another a clean $4 to $5 before we have to worry about anything. All right, so shout out to everybody that caught this in the group today. If you left a runner or whatever, you should be up, pretty significantly. Um, this is the confirmation candle. So, if we close bullish, this is not a bad stock to swing. So in the last 5 to 10 minutes, if we are still in this bullish candle, this is not a bad stock to swing. As like I said, it could go another $4 to $5, easily, without any sort of resistance. And then, like I said, with earnings coming up on what is it? I'm guessing it's Thursday. Was it Tuesday, Wednesday? Yeah, Thursday. This could get really cool. But another thing I will say though, like I said, watch out for this area right here, 260, because we could get a pullback into like a bull flag, right? And then maybe we get like a bull flag set up, maybe a bull flag setup into earnings. Um, but yeah, Apple is there's a lot of buying coming into Apple. Also, just look at how much it's fallen, since late last year. So this already, so it's down almost 12% from where it is right now, right? From the failed 2D though, which was Friday, we're talking about 14%. So if the market does want to pump like it looks like, right? Like I said, we got Apple earnings, we got Microsoft earnings, right? So these are things that could really move the market. We could start seeing SPY, continuing to go make new highs, and we could start seeing tech really start to recover, to highs before going even higher. So I'm thinking, this month and the next month we start cooking, and then when we get into the spring, we could really start seeing, newer highs on, across the board in tech. All right, we're not going to jump the gun though. Obviously, we're gonna play it level to level, make sure we, are calmly entering plays that have confirmation and confluence. But there's definitely some really good opportunities. But again, I'm still in Apple on one of my accounts. I'm holding on to it. Like there's no reason to get out right now. Clear path, like I said, to 260. All right, so let's Google. Oh, here go. This is one of my favorites right here, y'all. This right here looks so good. We talked about this on live last week. This right here looks so good. Like I'm ready. I'm ready for this one right here. This one right here is something you should be thinking about for like 30 days out, right? About 30 days out. There's a lot of buying coming into this stock right now. Um, you know, it fell pretty significantly from highs, but it was, that 53 level was a level that I was telling y'all, like the break of that. So that was a major level, and it was around that it fell. It pumped one more dollar and then fell, right? But we're right here at a bullish order block. Ton of institutional money right here. This is something that I believe will pan out over the next 30 days beautifully, like a retracement to highs for sure, within 30 days. It'll probably take place in the next 7 to 14 days. But I really love it at this level right here. This is a retest of the previous high, right? So we broke out here. Let me move this over. We broke out here in December, right? Formed this resistance right here in December, came down, right? Made another wave up, broke it, and let's see how much it did on that wave or that leg. Yeah, so that leg was what, 24% growth, huge, right? 24% growth, but it came back and it's retesting that level. So this is a huge a huge level. If we can form a reversal pattern here, confirmation, and begin our not our descent but our ascent to the top. The next wave of this will definitely break above this, and then we'll finally go to that that $60 level on Intel. So I like Intel a lot. For this, I'm going to be entering into this today, but a better entry, obviously, like anything else, is confirmation. I'm getting it because I'm getting it out longer. I'm getting this out, 30 days, possibly 60. And stop loss is literally just going to be a break of this level here, right? If it breaks down out of this, then I'll be like, all right, I'll get a better entry. But this one is one that has been performing, since the beginning of the year, right? Like doing extremely well. People have been waiting for the pullback because they know where it's going. So this is the pullback, like I said, that I was talking about last week and that we've been waiting for. This is it. Will it happen today, tomorrow, whatever? I don't know. But the reason that I'm getting in now is because I truly see this like not waiting for us, right? This has there's a huge gap right here that it has to recover. Like I said, this the last time it broke out of this level, it ran 24%. So this is a really beautiful trade. Again, you don't have to get it for weeklies, right? So that you can have a little bit of drawdown, right? You get this out 30 days. It can come down here and maybe take a few days to to do its reversal and confirmation, and you'll have very like limited drawdown. But when it really starts to pump, and then we get those overnight like gap ups, you won't have to try to time that because you'll be in it for 30 to 60 days. So yeah, Intel is looking really good. I'll jump back in the group in the Prosperity Collective and let y'all know like exact levels and stuff like that for where I enter. But even like I said, even right here is anything inside of this order block is not a bad entry for calls, but not necessarily weeklies, right? We're looking out 30 to 60 days. So well, as a matter of fact, let me look at the weekly. Yeah, yeah, right at the retest. Yep. Yeah, this is a solid setup. I really like this to the upside. All right. What was the next one? Shop. Shop is another one that I'm really interested in. It didn't do what I would have liked it to do today. So for that, I'm not going to enter today. Like for shop, for me to want to enter shop today, right? We gonna have to see this create a bullish engulfing slash fail to fail to down. I don't like it right here. It is an inside candle, but I don't like it right here. Again, I have my swing confirmation right here. This is where I would really like to see it. I was hoping to see this confirmation take place today. The day's still not over. It can still pump. Like Shopify, just like Hood, is one of those stocks that can run, last minute or in very short spurts. I look at like Spy. I'm sorry, not Spy. Shopify, Hood, Apply. They're sprinters, right? You got some stocks that move more like distance runners, and then you got some stocks that move more like sprinters, right? Where they use all their energy in short spurts. So they'll go up and then they'll gas out, but they'll go up really quickly. And then you got some that just kind of like inch up. Like Apple is more of a long distance runner, right? You're gonna get some really good gains, but it's gonna spend the day pumping, right? Like Apple is up, 3% right now, like a little over 3%. And it spent the day kind of consolidating around, being up 2.5 to 2.9%. Then it finally made it over the hump, right? So it's going to spend the day making this move typically. So yeah, shop could make a strong recovery to the upside, but it's sitting right here. I don't love for entry today. But if we can close up here around this confirmation, right around 141, 141.50, beautiful setup, and I would take entry. So I'm probably going to be more likely to enter Shopify tomorrow, right? Unless, like I said, unless we get some sort of like speedy recovery in that last like maybe 30 minutes to an hour. All right, but Shopify is one of them ones. What else I had? Hood. I'm liking Hood too. I'm liking Hood. Hood got the fail 2D, right? Hood got the fail 2D right here, right? What else is it? What else have y'all noticed? I'm gonna jump back in the comments. What else do y'all notice on Hood? What do y'all see on Hood set up right now? You said you're looking at the wrong spot. 5 likes? No, no, no. It's. I think it's a little bit more than that right now. You're like 20 likes. But yeah, as y'all come in, if you haven't liked it, go ahead and that's like that's standard business right there. When you come in here, just hit that button. It don't take but 2 seconds. Um, what are y'all seeing right here on Hood, y'all? What are y'all noticing right here on hood? I just mentioned one of them. What's the other confluence here on hood? So I told y'all about the fail 2D, but what else do y'all see? I'm gonna give y'all a quick second to let me know. Come on, y'all. I know y'all know what it is. Yeah, now that Intel one is definitely a banger. But what do y'all see right here on this hood play? So we got the fail 2D right here, right? Using the strat method. We know what that means. We know that's a reversal signal. But let's like look at the whole picture, right? I know it's quite a few indicators on here, but it's here for a reason. I got it up. I got it pulled up for a reason. So what are y'all seeing in this play, right? Just think back to your again, like I said, you need to be taking notes on these lives because it's going to be more than like I could just give you levels on a piece of paper, right? Or I could just type it in the group, or I could just like write it, right? But the point of these lives is like to see the reason and the thought process behind getting into certain plays. So again, I'm not entering any play unless it has like multiple reasons, right? Volume is one, um, you know, some sort of like reversal confirmation, it being at a key level. When I say key level, I mean something that has pushed the stock or rejected the stock, at least like 5% in the past, right? Something that has, significant, potential to move. So we got the one confluence is a failed 2D. Okay, that is a reversal signal. But what else are y'all seeing in this area? I'll give y'all a little hint. I'm gonna circle right here, and I'm gonna circle right here. All right, that's a little hint for y'all. Like hammer candle, hammer candle. Okay, it's on the lower. There she go. There she go. Somebody been listening. D Clark. Yep. It's on the lower part of the band. That's part of it. That's part of it. Right? There's another part to it. There's another part to it. So it's on the lower part of the band. But what did we say about the swing strategy? Right? Again, if y'all didn't watch the last video, I have the name of it's called No BS Swing Strategy. I literally walk you through what I promise you is the best swing strategy. Like it works for me. I would say 80 to 90% of the time. All right. So what we're seeing here is the Keltner channel being inside the Bollinger Band. See, Keltner channel inside the Bollinger Band. This is the Bollinger Band right here. Keltner channel, Bollinger Band here, Keltner channel. So what did we say about that swing method? The way that this works is I'm gonna go over it briefly for y'all. Right. Whenever you have the Bollinger Band and the Keltner channel on, and we're seeing a failure, right? So a failure to go lower, or if it was up here, a failure to go higher, right? We got a failed 2D right here. It wasn't quite ready to go yet. It attempted it again. Wasn't quite ready to go yet. Got an inside candle. And then they acted like it wanted to go up and it got pushed down. Now we got another failed 2D today after opening low and then, making our way up, right? All right here at the lower extreme of the Bollinger Band with the Keltner channel inside of it. So with those two indicators on, if you see a nice distance right between the high and the low, right, meaning there's some space for it to go, then this is a really good opportunity. So what we're looking for is the Bollinger Band, right, to have the Keltner channel sitting inside of it, and then we want some sort of reversal signal at the edge of that. And that's exactly what's happening, right? We got multiple attempts right here, but at each of these times, like the Keltner channel might not have been in it, right? But it is really trying to break down, but it's not. So these multiple failures show me that it's ready to go up. All right, it's about an hour left in the market. A failed 2D right here for me is a really good indication. Again, the better play is always going to be the next day confirmation with a higher high and a higher low. But with so many attempts to the downside, I do see this going up. I'm not gonna signal this for for a call tomorrow, right? I mean today. I'm not signaling to get into it today, but definitely watch for the confirmation on this one tomorrow, right? This could be a real nasty swing. We could see a good $10 out of this play up to this next order block, right? Eight to $10. So I really love this, this setup right here. All right. Again, whenever you see on a daily time frame the Keltner channel sitting inside of the Bollinger Band and it has a decent distance, right? We don't want it in a consolidated area. We want it to have like a decent distance from the outside of each Bollinger Band. It does what's called a mean reversion, right? This center part of this band of the Bollinger Band and the Keltner channel, right? Both of those indicators have these little center wires or these little center strings or whatever you want to call it, lines. And in 30 to 45 day cycles, they revert, from this from this low to this mean, from this mean to this high, from this high back to this mean, and and occasionally it'll make breakouts, which will ultimately shift the average and start to bring those the Bollinger Band and the Keltner channel up, and it will continue to go in a wave like pattern, whether it's going up or down. But again, when y'all see this type of setup, this is something that you swing out for 30 days. It's a brilliant way to make money. I'm trying to tell you, it's so simple. People that don't want to watch the charts, this is one of your better swing opportunities, right? 30 days out, limits draw down, keep a tight stop loss below the previous low. Very, very little, risk to reward, right? Like you're not risking much because once it breaks out of this, you're like, all right, that setup is done. So I'm getting out of there. You know what I mean? Like something like this, take a little, maybe a 10% hit. But yeah, whenever you see this setup, like this is something that is a really good, especially when the market or the particular stock has been down for quite a bit, right? And we starting to see some money coming into the market. So this is a key level back in what is that? February of 25? Was that February 25? No, November. So it was at the same level in November, right? Came up, fell back down, right? Retesting this same level. And like I said, failed it once, failed it twice, failed it 3 times, failed it 4 times. This 5th time right here looks pretty solid, especially if we get the confirmation. We have not gotten a confirmation on any of these previous 4, right? So if we can get a confirmation after this one, that would really spell that it's trying to, revert at least back to the mean. And then I would take profits in this area right here. All right, so we'll update this play tomorrow, but I just wanted to put that on y'all, on y'all radar so that y'all can see, what's formulating. But yeah, hood looks really nice. Shop Intel is my favorite, and yeah. Now I'll turn to y'all to see what y'all trying to get. Y'all just drop in the chat like what y'all want to see analyzed. Yep. Yeah, you got it. Y'all got it. Yep. Denisha. Yep. He said, what does that mean when it's on the lower part of the band? So it's basically saying that the volume is like stalling out, right? The volume, because like the Keltner channel and Bollinger Band are volume-based indicators. When it's sitting at the bottom, it's essentially like oversold. Volume stalling out. You get that confirmation after you get some sort of reversal. If the Keltner channels are sitting inside of the Bollinger Band, you swing it out for 30 days, take it to the mean. This is like a honey bun. You know what I mean? Like this is usually like a 50 to 100% play when done right. Best Beezy, what up, man? You said Apple. Yeah, I can go back over Apple. We looked at it a little earlier. Yeah. You said Keltner channels and Bollinger Bands at the bottom. Yeah. I'm not sure if my chat is delayed, but yeah, that's exactly right, Toya. That's exactly right. Listen, for all those who are new, right? Welcome. I appreciate you guys dropping by every day. Okay, every weekday, 11:30 Pacific, right? 2:30 Eastern. I'm here going over levels with a little bit of time left in the market, so that if we do come across something, you can make a move before it's too late, right? We also are making sure that you're set up for the week, right? what opportunities are brewing, what stocks have potential confirmations that can be taking place the next day. You come here each day, you will get ahead of all of that stuff. It'll make your trading a lot more simple. Okay, hit the like button if you're coming here and haven't. Right, that really helps things move. Like I said, I never gatekeep levels, just don't gatekeep the likes. All right, I appreciate y'all. So we got silver and Netflix. Let's do it, man. Who been journaling? Honestly, I'm gonna stay on y'all. I'm gonna stay on y'all butts about this. Let's see. Who's been journaling? So we got Netflix, silver, man. Yeah, them metals, man. They've been going crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna look at Netflix and silver in a second. But who's been standing in a journal, right? We all have goals for the year. It is January 26th, so this is almost a monthly check-in of who's been sticking to the things that they said that they were going to do. All right, we gotta make sure. I'm telling y'all, listen. I'm on a new notebook now, right? I'm on a new notebook now. That's how much I've been filling, like been filling these things up I'm on a new notebook now. Right? So every day, no matter what, journal. Right? Writing is way different than typing and trying to memorize something, right? Writing is going to enhance your memory. It's going to enhance your ability to analyze and synthesize, information, rapidly. So it's a really good exercise, like in your personal life and in trading, right? Like keep that pen. Like I'm gonna start watch the video again. Yeah, no, definitely. There we go. He said journaled about lift, not lifting. There we go. Nah, lift was not doing what it is. It was not doing his namesake at all. Lift was not lifting. He said I journal every day. I got one for trades and one for just my thoughts. Yeah, best be. It's truly important, man. Like it's one of the best things you can do for yourself. I just learned of it. So I just learned in one of your previous videos. Okay, awesome, Jamie. Well, yeah. Well, there we go. Every day, just and it don't have to be like this long drawn out thing, but just try to really think about the things that are important, right? Because we're talking about pattern recognition. So we like, all right, what's my maximum drawdown? Like how low did I go in this stock before it worked out for me, or did it work out for me? Right? Did I obey my checklist? Did I obey my rules? Right? Did I enter this excited, or was I like cool and calm? Right? It's important. Andres, what up, bro? How you feeling, man? Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna jump to the flicks real quick. I'm gonna jump over to the flicks and see what's going on. Hmm. Oh yeah, we drew this falling wedge on it, didn't we? Let me extend that a little bit. It's really more like this. So it's close to breaking out, y'all. Yeah, that was a terrible line. Yeah, so it's close to breaking out of this channel. So it does have a fail two up currently. So and it's right at the edge of this, like right. You see how I connected these 2 points right here. So it's right here at the edge. We could see it fall. We could see it fall a little bit tomorrow, but again, I got it set up right here so that when we break out, so if we can, if we can get something like an 88 or something like that, then I'd be interested in taking calls in this with a possible retracement to about 94, right? This next little area of resistance. But yeah, Netflix has been consolidating diagonally, right? A downward consolidation for quite some time. So it is definitely due a breakout. It didn't have terrible earnings. Like it was just, it didn't blow the socks off in terms of the numbers and stuff like that. But it wasn't a bad earnings. There's just it's just currently like being suppressed. Typically sometimes there's better opportunities in the stock market. People pull their money, rotate it, for a particular time, which is what creates opportunities, right? The same way that we can't catch every opportunity, like these institutions don't catch them either, and they're constantly like shifting their focus, or um, rebalancing their portfolios, or there's so many different things that can contribute to a stock that is that does have good um, like financials to be down like this. So when we see that, that's when we want to really plot on it and wait for it to signal it. We don't front run it. Like just because something is down doesn't mean that we like us like, oh, it's down, we get into it. We do want to see some sort of like confirmation. So like I said, a trend line is like, it's like the layup of trading. It's one of the most simple and fundamental ways that you can determine the direction that a stock is going in. So we know that this is currently in a downtrend, right? Once we break out of this and get some sort of confirmation, that means an uptrend is beginning. All right. So Netflix looks really good if it can get out of this downtrend that it's been in for months. All right. Once we break out of that and confirm, then we'll revisit this with entries. But right now, there's no entry for this week. I don't see anything that would make me want to get in there for this week. All right. So that's the flicks. Let's go to silver, man. I don't know if I told y'all this story, but one of my mentors was pushing silver so crazy years ago. So y'all know I own a watch company, right? So he's a master horologist, which is a person who studies time and actually creates the movements that go into time, into timepieces. So I did an apprenticeship under him, where I learned how to like build watches and stuff like that for for the company. I don't build the watches for the company now because it's too many to build, but I do have that skill set, right? And during the time that I was in the apprenticeship, he was like, it'd be a great idea to continue to get metals, continue to accumulate gold and silver, because what it would do is it would allow you to essentially like create your profits for down the road, right? So if you start making, more silver and gold metal watches, but you have the price point on silver from like 2016 or what, whenever it was, right? It's like the what you can sell it for is insane. We were having this conversation when silver was like, I think like $14. He was like, just keep buying the physical metals, and then you just ship the metals to the manufacturer. That way, you're not paying today's price. When you finally decide to make those pieces. So silver is, man. I literally talked to him the other day. I was like, man, you was not lying about metals. We talking about almost an 8x since he talked about it. Like silver, silver has seen $100. That's crazy to say. I don't know how long y'all been following metals, but like we talking about a 10x, right? So all right, silver has a fail to up right now, right? It looks like it wants to reverse right now. Again, this is similar to what I was talking about the other day. There are certain plays that have so much intensity that even when there is a reversal signal, you don't want to go counter with that, right? If I had some sort of proof from the past that this stock would pull back significantly, then I'd be like, all right, well, we got a fail two up. Let's see if we get a confirmation tomorrow, then we'll take it to the downside. But when you see, look, ain't none of these coming nowhere near the center of the Bollinger Band. This is a straight up move. Like this is out of here. Like silver just running right now. So again, I wouldn't just blindly get into it to the upside, but I'm definitely not going against it. You know what I mean? That's like betting against Brady. You know what I mean? With three, you only up 3 points, and you betting against Brady back in his prime, right? I'm not going to do that. So right now, I don't see like a clear position for silver yet. I would like to see some sort of a pullback, maybe, right? Like if it could come back and maybe like retest the like this 89 area. But yeah, right now, like today, I'm not, I'm not looking to take a trade on this. But by all means, if you holding silver, don't sell it. It ain't no reason to sell it. The metals or the fund. So that's what I see on silver. Let me click back to y'all, see what y'all talking about. Yeah, for sure. QTZ, what up? What up? Yeah, nah, he gave me some game, man. He definitely gave me some game. With the metals, and I do make sure that I hold on to some of those like physical plates. And you got to think like metals is also a also disclaimer. None of this is financial advice. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm just on here purely for entertainment, right? He ha ha. That's it. I'm not a financial advisor by any means, and you should do your own research and due diligence before ever taking something that you've learned on my YouTube channel. All right. But yeah, now that's out the way. Silver is like metals. They are they're real wealth. You know what I mean? It's something that you can travel with. It's something that you don't have a huge paper trail on. It really depends on how you acquire it. But it's real wealth that literally can just sit. There's no other physical wealth that you can hold in the form of money that matures, right? Cash is gonna decline, right? Like literally physically it will mildew and the value of cash is going to decline. But metals, man, you're good just holding on to those. Like I would advise having like a safe and just start like slowly accumulating, silver and gold, palladium, all of that, like the physical. Silver also has really good grounding properties. I'm not sure if y'all familiar with this, but it's really good to drink out of silver cups, right? Silver cups, copper cups. It does a lot for your water. Like we don't have the greatest like water and filtration systems in this country. So one of the little known solutions, is drinking out of silver and copper cups, right? So a little something else for y'all. But yeah, appreciate y'all, man, dropping in. If y'all got any more that y'all want to see, I got a good 12 more minutes left on here. So if y'all got some more stocks that y'all want me to analyze, definitely drop them in the chat. If you're just getting into, this live, definitely go back and watch the whole live so you can see what's going on. You don't want to miss your opportunities for this week. Also, hit that like button. Doop. It's super simple, right? It takes 1 second. And again, it's your way of showing me love while I show you guys love with the levels and anything else that y'all get sauced up with in this live. Like, so would you start building a position in those at current levels? Yeah, any metal, copper, yeah, copper as well. Would I start building a position like what, physical in silver, like buying physical silver at these levels? Yeah. 10 minutes before close. I just want to see what it does. MU. All right, we'll look at MU. We went over MU yesterday. MU was another one of them, those straight up and down stocks, right? It may be flashing a pullback, but we'll see. It's not. It's definitely not a stock that I would ever like bet against. It's like Brady, like I said. Zoom. Yeah, I think we started with Zoom. I go back and do it though. Um, yeah, so just silver and gold. Yeah, silver and gold physical. Like I said, it. So everything depends on how long you're willing to hold on to something, right? I think metals are something that you should just accumulate, like without a cash out date. You know what I mean? And you don't have to buy it in super large quantities, but just like, a fraction of your income go towards it. It's at extremely high levels, right? It could possibly fall, over the next couple of years. I'm not saying that this is the best level to accumulate it at, but what I'm saying is that just like long term, you can't go wrong owning metals. Just go back and look at the chart. You know what I mean? You can't go wrong with it. Yeah, 5 to 10 year outlook. We'll see silver at 200-300 at some point. He said never too late to come. Yeah, yeah, exactly. He said 1 year older and already telling the same story over again. Looking over. You funny. You funny. Listen. We got new people on here, so they're gonna get these stories. Toya funny is on the way. Let's see. You said I get a gram or two every once in a while. Yeah, no, it's good to accumulate it for sure. For sure. All right. So you said what am I thinking about Dale? We'll do Dale. Yeah, Dale did as well last week. All right. So we're gonna go MU first. Okay. Yeah, again, y'all, like this it looks like today could be a confirmation to the downside day for MU. But again, it's also bouncing off the top of the Bollinger Band. Um, Again, I'm not a fan of going against movements like this, right? Like stocks that have crazy movement like this, I'm not a fan of counter trading them, right? I'm a person that would have to wait for the pullback to the a bullish order block and have missed it. Like I'm the person that's going to miss the downside to such a strong stock like this. So I wouldn't be interested in getting in this to the upside until about 330, 329, somewhere in this bullish order block. But I'm also not willing to do what I would normally do, which is take entry when we have a confirmation. Like this is bouncing slightly, but it is technically a confirmation because it has a lower high and a lower low, right? But again, it is bouncing off of that Bollinger Band level. So we probably are going to see MU continue to push, but it's not necessarily signaling, you know, a clear bullish sign to enter today. You see what I'm saying? So MU again, a break of highs would be, that the next wave of continuation, right? If it can a breakout essentially, if it can break highs, then I'd be interested in the breakout. But right here, um, it's not really giving any sort of clear clear direction, right? It is showing that buyers are stepping in, right? But again, either a confirmation tomorrow or a break of the high would be an upside, an upside move. But no, I would none of this area right here, no downside movement for me in MU. Like I said, if it did take place, I would just be the one to miss it because I would not look at that. No, I'm not going against that because that could extend to a whole nother wave of that up here, right? You do not want to get caught up in that. So that's MU. Zoom. I think we looked at Zoom earlier, but I know a few people are just getting in, so we'll do Zoom again. Oh, you know what? No, we never actually did Zoom. I did. I'm thinking about that was in TPC. Somebody, I think Big D asked about it. But yeah, Zoom looks really good, y'all. Zoom is down significantly. We're talking about Zoom is down over 80%, right? It broke clean through this bearish order block. It looks like it wants to run. All right, I'm gonna make this tighter so that you guys can see the macro view. So look at this. This was the level. This was the level that we were waiting for it to break, right? It has broken that level. If it closes above, Zoom is going to zoom. like like literally. Like it's gonna be out of here. Cause look to the left. Right? We always want to look to the left. This thing is down 80 something percent, yo. It don't have no resistance because it was a free fall. It don't have no resistance for quite some time. Let me, yeah, there's there's no resistance. Matter of fact, let me cut these off real quick because I want to make sure I'm seeing this clearly. Yeah, look at that. Oh my God. Yeah, no resistance until maybe like 101, right? Maybe 101. But we could see a crazy run on on Zoom. And that was like a little bounce. Yeah, I really got about 107 for for Zoom. Yeah, Zoom looks really good. If it can, like again, if it can close like this, um, I'm not gonna necessarily say I enter today, but because with such a big move, it might do that. It might do a retest. Let me see how far above this this level this is breaking out. Let's see. Yeah. A retest of 92, 94, let's say $93. A retest of that would be sweeter. That'd be a sweeter entry. That would be a sweeter entry. But here's the thing: we don't know if we'll get the retest, um, immediately, or if we'll get continuation. With a move like this, I'm thinking we'll get continuation, but I'm gonna wait until it comes and retest this area here because a break and then a retest is just always like that. That next wave is always crazier, right? That's what's happening with Intel. That's what's happening with so many other stocks across the market. So yeah, Zoom is definitely a setup. I would love to see a retest, but it could continue all the way to about 108, without any interruption. But we'll just have to see tomorrow. So I'm not going to enter this play today, but I'll uh, I'll definitely have it on my radar for tomorrow. All right, and then we got Dell. Yeah. Mm, here's what I'm gonna do with Dell. I'm just gonna go just super simple, super old school, just an old school trend line. Boom. There you go. All right. So this, I want y'all to do this on y'all on y'all daily time frame. Y'all go break out y'all charts. Go grab you a trend line and run this trend line from the neckline here down. Right. Connect these 4 points. All right. That's all you need to do with Dale. Simple. That's all you got to do. When we break out of this and we confirm, right? We confirm out of this with the, like with a like a higher high, right? Spec- I would say even like really, really want to see it like around 120, 119.50, 120. It's a go to the upside, right? I wouldn't front run this one though. I wouldn't try to get ahead of this because it's in a downtrend. So it could continue to bounce off this downtrend all the way down to this order block right here, right? All you got to do is take trend lines and stretch them, and it gives you a guideline, right? It gives you parameters without getting too complicated and sophisticated. This is what everything that we look at, strat method, everything that we look at falls under the parameters of trend lines, right? It's not often that a really big move is going to be made on a reversal without a trend line first being broken. So it's just a really simple tool to just keep with anything that you do, no matter what setup you're looking at, no matter what strategy you're using. Always incorporate these old school trend lines. Real simple, right? This is the layup. This is the simple. Just all right. I got this in my back pocket. So right now, again, I'm not. We are starting to see some sellers step in here on Dale. But if we can break out of this trend line, then I love it. Real simple. We got the failed 2D. It's holding that structure, right? So it does. It's looking like it does want to reverse, but it just hasn't done it yet. Um, and again, like I said, it could come up tomorrow and tap this trend line and then fall, and then be on its way to retest this low right here, and then a few days later it could possibly break below and then be wanting to come down to this order block. But again, put that trend line on. When y'all get off this live, make sure y'all draw a trend line. Matter of fact, any stock that you're looking at that is in an uptrend or a downtrend and you're waiting for the reversal, make sure you're always putting your trend line on. All right. So that's Dale. That is Dale. It's real simple, y'all. I'm telling you, it's like we have a lot of. I have a lot of. I got about 40 strategies in my bag that I can pull out at any given moment, and with those 40, this simple trend line still tells the story like no other. You know what I mean? Like it 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 really. I try not to. I never want stuff to seem super easy because I feel like that can attract the wrong like mindset. Because I never want you to underestimate something, right? I never want you to be like, all right, this sweet, we can make this money every day. I can, you know what I mean? Like I do want you to go through the process of, doing the work, right? Journaling, learning as much as you possibly can to implement, right? But a lot of mastering a skill is realizing how simple it is, right? Mastery is simplicity. You said, is it a head and shoulders on a weekly? What you talking about for Dale, Stephen? I'm telling you, Cortez, easy work. Yeah, we'll look at Amazon in a second, Bay. Beta A Clay, I got you. I'm assuming you're talking about Dale on the weekly for Head and Shoulders. Hell yeah, it's a Head and Shoulders. Yep, yep. So it's. Oh yeah, I drew this. I drew this. What am I talking about? It says left shoulder, right there. Yeah. Um. Yeah. So the likelihood is that it will continue to go down. Oh wait, hold on. Did it break the neckline? It broke the neckline. I guess the neckline is low key sloped now. Hold on. Yeah, yeah. This may be wanting to come down, significantly. So again, right, this is the trend line right here. So this is the neckline. I just drew the neckline. Um, if we can stay within this trend line and break this neckline, we could see Dale fall and try to come and fill this gap right here at about $98 to $98. Yo, this is so crazy because when I drew the trend line, I wasn't even trying to like. Sometimes this is like when you do something long enough. Sometimes it just be these little weird synchronicities. But I wasn't even trying to draw the trend line down to to this level. But it just so happens to be right at the first target that I would take if I entered this, right? Right here, $98. That's crazy. That's crazy how that be working out. Like you do something every single day. It's just like sometimes it's just like, and like I'm not even trying to like act like I was trying to do that, but it's just like sometimes you'll find these little synchronicities where like you do something and it like clockwork matches up with something else, right? Without you even trying. So yeah, that's pretty cool to see. So yeah, 98 would be the first target if it can break out of that that head and shoulders. But again, if it breaks the trend line to the upside and we get a close on it on a daily, then I would be interested in starting to look for some calls. All right, but again, I'm here every day, y'all. Every day, 11:30 a.m. Pacific, 2:30 Eastern. I let the people in the middle figure out the time for that. But yeah, I appreciate y'all coming. Right, I'm about to switch back. I'm about to hop off here in a second. But yeah, appreciate y'all tuning in. I see all of y'all in the group putting in major work, man. This profit section is just going crazy, right? We are creeping up on our 1 year anniversary for for Prosperity Collective. We got some some special things ahead that are planned for y'all. Both on the the profitability side, we got some other little surprises that we can't let y'all know just yet. But this first year has just been monumental. I'll save my speech for the for the actual the actual day, but I've seen so many of y'all grow tremendously in a year. A year is a short period of time, right? It can feel long when when the odds feel like they're against you, but it can be so short when you start catching that momentum and you start to like really understand. Like a year can make you. You know what I mean? So we got some people that have been there, from the beginning. We got some people that have just joined, but just keep a year in mind, right? Just keep a year time frame. It don't matter when you start. Keep a year time frame and just keep the mindset that you are going to make this the best year yet in every aspect, on the charts and off the charts. I promise you, with focus, anything is possible, right? I don't care where you start from. One thing I've noticed is that in life, there's always a door that you can walk out of to get to where you're trying to go. There's no matter how depleted, right? No matter what circumstance you find yourself in, I'm not trying to preach. It's always a way to get up out of there, right? But you got to lock in. That's why I call these lives lock in sessions. It's a moment to slow down for an hour and just get your stuff together, right? Really get locked in, really get focused. And I'm telling you, whatever it is that you wrote down this year, it's happening. You just got to keep showing up daily. I don't know nobody that's shown up daily for a year that didn't see progress, right? And I'm talking about like really showing up, like really making making the attempt. Every day won't be perfect, and every day won't be better than the previous day. Life is just like the stock market. Some days it's going to go up, and you'll have 7 good days, but then you might have a little bull flag with like a 3 day pullback. You know what I mean? Like where you're not doing as much, but then you take off again, right? Everything in life reflects these charts, right? This is why I love this stuff so much, right? I get so excited, not just for what me and Zay doing, but for what y'all got going on, right? Anything that you're trying to do, I'm telling you, this is the avenue. It don't got to be the only thing you do, but it's an avenue to navigate this matrix with money in your pocket, right? We know you gotta have you gotta have some cash to feel free. As much as we try to make it seem like that's not the case, you do have an easier time navigating when you have more money. And I know at this point I'm preaching to the choir. Yeah, I know that. But yeah, lock in with me every single day. We're gonna be here, setting the levels, getting to that next level. I'm just excited, man. Like this, you have no idea. You have no idea. Next few days, y'all gonna see some stuff. All right. Listen, everybody that's new, I appreciate y'all. Again, hit that like button if you haven't already. Right. I never gatekeep the levels. Just don't gatekeep them likes or them comments. Right. Keep them rolling. That's how more people discover, me, Zay, and the Prosperity Collective. All right. Listen, if you are looking for a trading home we got a ton of people in the chat right now that can vouch, right? I'm telling you, when I was trying to learn how to trade, I've been in groups, I've paid money for people to try. Listen, I'm like, y'all don't really care for real. You know what I mean? Y'all don't really care for real. It was transactional, right? It was transactional. They had a little template of what to learn, and then there was no attention to the little small details of what the people inside of the community needed. And I was like, when I finally get this shit, and we start our own thing, we gonna make sure that we not just taking money, right? We are taking investments because it's gonna turn something over, right? You got some people that don't care about the next step. It's like, all right, I got the cash, done, right? In the prosperity collective, like, you will be supported, you will get what you need, but you do got to take initiative. If you ask, I'm gonna answer. You got a question, I'm gonna answer. I might not get back right away every day, but I'm gonna try my damnedest to. All right, that's all I got for you. Listen, if you're new, like I said, the link is in the description of every video. Give it a click, go check it out, go read the reviews, the testimonials. If you really want to test it out, look at somebody in the group, hit them up, follow them, and then you can slide them a message like, yo, do they really do what y'all be saying they do? Do they really be getting to the money like that? Do they really? And they'll tell you. You don't got to take my word for it. All right. I appreciate y'all, man. Love y'all. It's always love over here, man. Y'all know that. There's no reason, to worry. You are in good hands, man. I'm doing this with one of my best friends in the entire world. So we just having fun right now, right? I can vouch for who I am and who he is as a person. And like I said, y'all are in good hands. All right. So yeah, hit that link. Remember, invest smart, live free, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.